the drop step and whatnot. Kyle Draper, what's up, Drapes?
My friends, how are you today? How are you?
Hey, Drapes.
You know what? I'm going to be honest. It's been a rough season, right? We're all down in the dumps, but the sun is out. I'm driving around. I'm listening to you guys. I'm not going to be in a bad mood. All right, maybe just a little bit during this Drapes take. But for the most part, you know what? I'm going to keep my blood pressure under control here.
Drapes, where you at, Florida?
Why? Does it sound bad?
No, because you said the sun is out. So I'm just trying to see if it's Arizona or where are you at where the sun is
right
at?
now, big fella, that sun is hitting me, kid. I'm in Roseville right now. I'm making my way. I'm going to do some Christmas shopping today.
Now, you know you lying. You done lied twice already on this show. The sun is out and you Christmas shopping?
No, you know what, though? This is a self-maintenance day, a self-care day, you will. So I'm on the way to get my eyebrows done because they got to be fresh, throughout the season. I already got the pedicure. So you ain't going to be able to tell me nothing, Jay, Whitey, and Kayla. I'm feeling good right now.
Damn, Drapes, you're beating me because I haven't had either of those done in like 5 months.
You know what? I was just looking at, we only got 2 games this week.
Yeah.
So I got a lot of free time. And so I said, you know what? Before I buy something for these damn kids and people, I'm going to take care of myself. I'm going to make sure I get what I need first, and then I'll do the Christmas shopping. So I'm going to do the eyebrows first, and then I'll go and do some Christmas shopping.
You're going to be swinging by True Sports Cards, which is, right there, Rockland, right on the Roseville border.
Whitey, Nick might be listening, big fella. Come on now. No, actually, I am actually going to swing by there. I need to text Emeren because, I can't be paying full price, especially when you're dropping a couple of $100. I need a little bit of a discount, so I'm going to text Emeren when I'm on my way. So.
Yeah, you've earned that at the very least. You've earned that much. Yeah.
Let me get to my take.
Yes.
Because I've been actually listening to you guys. I've been tuning in. I got some things I want to push back on when it comes to what you and Kayla have been talking about, and also what the fan base has been talking about. So, Jay, give me my music pick, fella.
Calm down, Lion. Calm down. Take it easy, man. Just take it easy.
All right, my first take is I'm still looking for a sponsor for Drapes Takes, all right? I'm going to just put that out there right now. That's the big elephant in the room. You know what I mean, Jay? I'm still looking for a sponsor for Drapes Takes. But let me start off by saying what I saw last night. I'm going to start off with last night's game. I thought the guys competed for the most part, but then they fell apart in that fourth quarter. There's no way you could get outscored 35-20 in the fourth quarter. You ain't going to win any game scoring 20, and you're not going to win any game giving up 35 in the fourth quarter. That's when your compete level needs to be at its highest, and we didn't see that from our Sacramento Kings. And I want to go to the offense because I know this has been a big topic of discussion, especially when Doug Christie said earlier this season he's not worried about the offense. Well, the problem with the Kings' offense is that it's predicated on their defense. Those runs they made into the third quarter, into the first quarter, it was because their defense was active. They out and run. When they have to set up in the half court, it's not beautiful basketball. ISO ball, Malik talked about it afterwards. DeMar, Malik, I don't understand their offensive system in the half court. That's why competing defensively is so important for this team. And as we know, they haven't been a good defensive team. That's why they're never in the lead. That's why they're never up 10, 15, because their defense isn't strong enough to help out their offense. And they're not good enough offensively to score 130, 140, which brings me to my next point. And I said this on the post-game show. I was talking to somebody in the league not too long ago about having a guy. And, Whitey, we've talked about the Kings need a guy. When you look at the best players in the NBA, teams fear them for 2 reasons. One, they can go off and beat you by scoring 50, or 2, they can go off and beat you by making their teammates better. What I'm seeing from the opposition is they are not fearful of our guys, our main scorers, talking about DeMar DeRozan, talking about Zach LaVine. They say, you know what, DeMar, you want to go one-on-one? Go for it. Get your 25. Zach, you want to go one-on-one? Go for it. Get your 30. but nobody else is going to get going. And so as you build a team as Scott Perry and B.J. Armstrong, that's why it's so important to have a guy, because a guy not only can get you 50, but he can make others better as well. And I look at a guy like Luka Doncic doing it, obviously Jokic as well. The thing about it, and talking to this executive, this is a few weeks ago on the road, the good players, the great players, you got to defend them with 2, maybe even 2.5 guys. Because if not, they'll drop a 50 piece on you. We don't have that right now, and that's where our offense is struggling. It's defensively, we're not that good. And then in a half-court set, we're just relying too much on ISO ball. What do you think about that, Whitey?
Yeah, and I was going to ask, I understand what you're saying. That's absolutely true. Do you think Keegan can, if not be that guy, aren't we seeing signs that maybe he can be a little more like one of those guys going forward? He wasn't last night, but he has shown some signs.
He's shown some signs, but let's be honest. Keegan Murray, and we're seeing a development. To get to what I'm talking about, he has to become a better scorer than DeMar, a better scorer than Zach. And that's a huge ask. We're still a ways away from that. Teams aren't fearing us right now. When we go into who we play, we got Houston coming up. We worried about KD getting 40, Şengün getting 35 and 18. When teams prepare for us, what are they fearful of? Who are they fearful of? Zach LaVine going off at 25, 30, that's not going to win you a game. DeMar getting 25 or 30, that's not going to win you a game. We got very good players, but they aren't, at the level of a Jokic. A Giannis can go out there and get you 45 and 18. And so teams are not fearful of us when it comes to playing defense against us. And so we're sort of playing right into their hands by playing that ISO ball, that one-on-one basketball.
And Drapes, one thing you said on the postgame last night, too, which we've seen it throughout the season, is this team is just smaller. Like, the Kings are just smaller. And when you play a guy like Zach Edey last night who went off, he's just hard to defend in general. We've seen it with the struggle with bigs all year long, correct?
Yeah. I mean, I could go back to Isaiah Hartenstein dominating us the way that he did, and now you get Zach Edey, who is a load. I mean, 7'4", nobody really has an answer for him. And we showed some highlights of Zach Edey, and Malik Monk talked about it post-game. When you defend a guy like that, you got to do your work early. You got to hit him before he even comes to the lane. Because once he gets down low, you can't stop him. And so we didn't have much resistance last night. For the dude to go 16 of 20, and how about this, Whitey, Kayla, and Jay? If a guy is dominating like that, don't you think, you know what, Zach Edey, you're going to have to earn this. I'm going to hack the hell out of you.
Yeah.
He only took one foul shot last night.
I noticed that.
Like, come on. And I mentioned on the postgame, Shaq used to get beat up. Zach Edey didn't get beat up yesterday. You know what I mean? It was a walk. He did the initiating of the physical play. And so it was a walk in the park. So that's another take. But here's the one I want to really dive into. And I may be looked at with a little side eye for this one. I think we're being a little unfair to Zach LaVine and DeMar DeRozan. And here's why. I think we're using them as the scapegoat. When you watch the game, I can pull up plays from a number of different players where the compete, effort, defensive rotation, whatever it is, isn't there. This is a team problem right now. Even the guys we think are, Charlie Hustle, if you will, are making mistakes out there. That's what's so frustrating about it. Zach LaVine said earlier this season, you're not asking Rudy Gobert to go out there and get 30. And I thought, watching last night's game, I thought Zach was okay. He wasn't great, but he wasn't horrible. And that's the problem with our team right now. Guys are okay. Nobody's great defensively right now. Nobody's great when it comes to the hustle. Nobody's great 48 minutes. And Malik talked about it again last night. They're not playing well for 48 minutes. And I kind of think Zach and DeMar are being used as a scapegoat. Case in point, Whitey, Kayla, and Jay. Even in December of last year, DeMar DeRozan had been on this team for 2 months, and people were talking about DeMar should be coming off the bench. Zach LaVine played 30 games last year, and some members of the fan base have already turned against them. I think it's a little bit unfair, and I'm not saying these guys have been perfect. I'm not saying these guys are, all-world defenders. They got to take some of the blame as well. But I feel like we're using them as the scapegoat, where there are a number of times that I've seen other guys also. This is a team problem we got right now, Whitey J and Kayla. I feel like these are the punching bags right now, though, DeMar and Zach LaVine. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe that's just me.
I agree with you. I see that, too. I think there are some problems with the Kings. Those problems are affecting Zach LaVine's game. And, yeah, some of that is definitely on him. But I think people see there are problems with the Kings, and they blame it on Zach LaVine. Look, he's not playing well, so he's the problem. I'm with you, Drapes. I agree with you. There's plenty of blame. Everybody's to blame. But I think he's getting singled out in a way that, to me, I don't think it's entirely fair either.
Oh, wow. Oh, man. I wasn't expecting that from you, Whitey. I appreciate it. No, but that's exactly what I see, man. And I'll keep it real with you. The players see it. They hear it. They're on social media. Their family's on social media. And you know what? In my opinion, if these guys are putting on the Sacramento Kings uniform, I'm a ride with them, obviously. They have to be better. I understand that. They understand. I just think it's kind of unfair, man. It's kind of messed up right now.
Yeah, he didn't trade for himself. Those guys didn't. Nope. Well, DeMar was a free agent. No, technically it was a trade. Yeah. So, yeah, Zach LaVine was traded. I'm with you, Drapes, but he's just become a symbol. Fans are looking for somebody to blame when things don't go wrong, and it's easy to blame the guy who's making the most money.
Right, exactly. And, here's the thing. Ultimately, it comes down to roster construction, right? Mm-hmm. We know, the players know, Scott Perry knows, this is not it. And so, I think when I look at it, I don't think anybody is being put in the position to be the best that they can be. And that's part of the roster construction issues. And so it's frustrating. I know as a Kings fan, especially losing at home to Memphis the way they're losing. And you guys talked about it earlier. How come the Kings are never up 15 on anybody? They're always playing from behind, They're always. That's why my key going into yesterday's game was, can we at least get one damn first quarter where we're in the lead? I think going into last night, we had only won 5 first quarters, guys. Jeez. And we had lost 15. Tied or lost 15 first quarters. We got to be better than that. But I think it's a team issue. And like I said, I think some guys are being, their fingers are being pointed at them, and they're taking all the blame.
Now, did you have any more? I had a question for you, but I don't want to step on any more.
No, that's it. Yeah. That's Drapes Takes.
Okay,
that's
thank
Drapes Takes.
Yeah, we need that sponsor. What did you think of Max Reynaud last night? I know that he was overmatched in a lot of ways, but what did you think of his effort?
No, I thought Max is always going to bring the effort. He's always going to try to do the right thing. And to your point, I thought Zach Edey, gave him a lesson last night. You got to be physical with Zach Edey. You got to put the elbow in his back as he's trying to come through the lane. You got to push off. And, Max was solid, I thought, offensively, but defensively, and it's not just Max, Drew Eubanks, the entire team. We got to be better defensively, more physical out there.
Drapes, I'll have my weekly check with you, even though we skipped a couple of weeks. You get to move around with the team. Obviously, you were just with the team on the road. What's the vibe with the squad? Still positive. Everybody's still rocking together. We haven't heard anything about a players only meeting yet. How's the vibe with the squad?
No, I think everybody's frustrated, man. You could tell, man. Nobody's happy right now, and I'm not saying they're upset with each other. Losing sucks, and here's the thing too. They understand, these guys are, especially the veterans, they know they're the subject to trade rumors. They know the roster isn't constructed right. And I think part of that is getting to them a little bit too, and I know they got to be professionals and everything like that. It's tough. The hardest thing, man, is, it's almost like, when you deal with depression, for instance, everything just seems bad. Everything seems awful. And so how do you dig yourself out? And the only ones that can dig them out are the players in the locker room and the coaches. They have to somehow turn the momentum around and get some positive momentum. Like, even if it's give me a 12-0 run, give me a win by 20, just something. Mm-hmm. We felt it when they beat Denver, when they beat Minnesota. It was like, we can exhale a little bit. We can breathe. Now everything's uptight again.
Mm-hmm. All right, Drapes, are you going out on the road with the club?
Nah, man, your boy Mark Jones got it. Houston and Miami and then Indiana.
Ooh, boy, you missing some good cities there, family.
I know. And I heard they're going to be in Miami like 4 days.
Oh, wow.
I'm like, oh, my gosh.
They don't need a triple booth? They can't.
I can do pre and post from Miami.
There you go.
That?
And the beach, yeah.
Right by the water, baby.
Well, say hi to Aaron for us, Drapes. Thanks. We'll talk to you soon. Yeah.
Talk to you later.
All right. Kyle Draper weighing in.